Hello and welcome to Business Incorporated. I am BC Adebayo. On today's show, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund to release the latest edition of the World Economic Outlook report. And the National Communications Commission affirms that the listing of MTN on the Nigerian Stock Exchange will happen in 2018. Plus, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa appoints economic team to hunt for $8 billion investment to boost the ailing economy. But let's start off with the trading day in Africa, where the markets are mostly down at intraday. Here in Nigeria, the index is 0.12% lower, while the JSE index is down 0.42%. It's a reverse in Egypt, where the index remains positive at noon. Kenya closed 0.09% negative on Monday. And the numbers coming from the Middle East are largely in the green at intraday. The Abu Dhabi index is 0.52% higher at 4,706.76. On the other hand, the Dubai index is down 0.29% at lunchtime. The Qatar and Saudi indices are up 0.03% and 0.38% each at intraday. And in Europe, the markets were higher this morning, tracking modest overnight gains after data showed China's economy grew slightly more than anticipated in the first quarter. But let's get more on this from Daniel Coop, who's standing by from the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. It's good to see you again, Daniel.
Yeah, hi there, Beezy. Good to see and hear you as well.
Very well. The China's first quarter GDP numbers are out, showing a growth of 6.8%. How are investors reacting to this?
Well, investors here on the trading floor are always amazed how China is able to forecast their GDP numbers. 6.5% annual growth, that is their goal, and they either reach it or even surprise with better numbers. 6.8% you just said at this time. In general, there's always the question how much you can really trust those numbers. For investors, this number means now a little bit of relief because of the latest geopolitical tension and also discussion about tariffs. Some are fearing that this could also have a negative impact for the worldwide economy as well. Some even talk about a possible recession. So those GDP numbers were very much awaited here among investors. The Chinese Statistics Office stated that mostly the boom in the sale of property and also an even higher consumption now led to the 6.8 GDP growth. And analysts pointed out earlier that China has almost halved its dependence on exports over the last 10 years. And we are also getting a statement this afternoon from the Chinese foreign minister after US Donald Trump accused China yesterday of devaluing their currency. A spokesperson now calling the latest comments of the US a bit chaotic. Also, very interesting today, also talking about China. China has now announced to open their markets even more, mostly for foreign investors. This is very interesting, mostly for the car industry here in Europe as well. German car industries have a long time tradition of doing business with China. When Volkswagen was reporting their record sales numbers last year, this was also happening because of very strong numbers from China. And it's very interesting, Beezy, because we have to remember that the United States gets more and more protective. And on the other hand, China at least seems to be willing a little bit more to open their market. We are also getting words from the German automobile industry today, stating that they are very much appreciating that, saying that this is excellent news and that for China, for them at least, is very important also as a production facility.
Now, Daniel, let's talk about the capital increase happening at Bayer. Bayer shares are among the top performers, and in many cases, those capital increases are not appreciated. But how are investors taking this?
Yeah, a big plus for the Bayer shares today. They even went up by more than 2%. This is happening also because we are getting this word, you just said it, this capital increase by a company from Singapore. They're putting more than 3 billion euros inside of Bayer at the moment. Sometimes this is not very much appreciated by investors. Today it is. Why is all of this happening? Well, we have to remember that Bayer was taking over Monsanto for a record number of $62.5 billion US, a number that some even call a little bit here too risky for the company. So they are needing this cash, and because of that, they are very much appreciating this news now.
Tesla is pausing their production of their Model 3 car. Any idea why that is happening? And could Tesla actually head to bankruptcy, as been rumored?
Yes, Tesla has suspended its Model 3 assembly line as Elon Musk electric firm struggles to deliver on targets. The company said the move was a planned production pause of up to 5 days. This is the second time since February that Tesla has halted its production line for the Model 3 at its Californian production facility. A Tesla spokesperson said that these periods are used to improve the automation in order to increase the production rates. All of this is very much unfortunate for the employees of Tesla. They have complained about that. It took most of them totally by surprise, forcing them to use vacation days or stay at home without getting paid. So they are not very happy about this at all.
Many thanks, Daniel. Let's do this again tomorrow.